My journey to becoming a model.
Part 2. My career changed to become a model. Thursday, we wore long dresses. The fabric was smooth and soft, which stirred up my arousal again, but I had to hold back until the evening. The session was about to start. Thursday and Friday were dedicated to hairstyling. We were introduced to different hairstyles and taught how to care for them. We practiced each one, but since my hair wasn't as long as the others, I had to use a wig. This hairstyling session would continue on Friday after returning from training. In my room, I satisfied my desires while still wearing the dress. This time, I didn't want to get punished again. I quickly tidied up my dress and changed into the pajamas that were provided. Saturday and Sunday were free days. Even though I had brought men's clothes, I found myself feeling more comfortable in the women's clothing given by the organizers. Saturday and Sunday afternoons, I wore the outfits they provided. On Saturday, I wore a casual dress. Monday and Tuesday, we were taught how to walk properly, and Wednesday and Thursday were dedicated to photo sessions. It was all so enjoyable, and before I knew it, Friday, the last day of training, had arrived. Today was the final test. Each of us was asked to do our own makeup, select a hairstyle, choose an outfit, and then walk and pose for a photo shoot. I started by doing my own makeup. First, I shaped my eyebrows and applied mascara. Then, I contoured my nose and cheeks, finishing with my lips. After that, I chose a long, straight wig that suited me. For my outfit, I picked a red gown. I patted my chest and selected a pair of high heels that matched perfectly. Then, I walked down the runway like a model and completed my photo shoot. At the closing ceremony, I was declared the top performer of the group, an incredible achievement for me. After completing the training, I found myself increasingly drawn to wearing women's clothes. At first, I only wore them in my room at night, but as time went on and my modeling career progressed, I gradually started incorporating women's clothes into my everyday life. In the beginning, it was just casual tops and pants, and I felt nervous being seen in women's clothing. But over time, I became more comfortable. Being a model requires always looking attractive. As a result, I often visited salons and beauty centers. Day by day, I began to look more and more like a woman. Eventually, I felt confident enough to wear skirts and dresses regularly. This new lifestyle has ultimately led me to this moment lying on an operating table. I feel comfortable with my life as a model. I enjoy my profession. Sure, it's exhausting sometimes, and occasionally it's monotonous, but I'm happy when I do it. I love the attention I get when all eyes are on me. When both men and women are in awe of my beauty, I feel empowered. Some people might envy my life. Men might envy me for being so close to women, while women might envy me for being even more beautiful than them. But behind all the glamour, there's an emptiness in me. I feel like something is missing. Like there's a void in my heart that no amount of success or attention can fill. This isn't the life I envisioned for myself. Last month, my contract with the agency ended. I'm now free to decide what my next steps will be. The agency offered to renew my contract, but I declined. It wasn't about the money, it's about chasing my real dream. For me, life isn't just about money or superficial happiness. Life is about finding meaning and contributing to others. Maybe my approach is wrong, but I don't care what people think. I just want to pursue my dream to make a difference in other people's lives. Last year, I met a wealthy businessman at a charity event. He's a kind man whose wife passed away 5 years ago. Since then, he's dedicated his life to helping an orphanage. He was impressed by how kind I was to the children at the orphanage, but he didn't know that I was actually a man dressing as a woman. Long story short, after that event, we started spending more time together. Early this year, he asked me to marry him to become his life partner and help him care for the orphan children as if they were our own. For some reason, I said yes. He then arranged everything we needed for our wedding, including the surgery. I'm willing to undergo gender reassignment surgery so I can help him. I want to take care of those children like they are my own. Some people might think I'm foolish for doing this, but I don't mind. I'm willing to go through it all so that my life can have meaning. I just want my life to matter to others because, in the end, the best people are those who are a benefit to others. After the surgery, everything changed. Physically, I felt different, lighter, freer, but the biggest change was within. It was surreal. Looking in the mirror and seeing a version of myself that matched the way I had felt for so long. I wasn't just pretending anymore. I wasn't hiding behind wigs and makeup. This was me, fully, completely. But as the excitement faded, I realized that the surgery didn't fill the void inside me. It was just the beginning of a new chapter, not the answer to all my questions. The wedding day was beautiful, yet strange. I stood beside him in a white gown, surrounded by people who had no idea of my past. They saw me as a woman, his bride, and in their eyes, everything about this was perfect. As we exchanged vows, I could feel the sincerity and warmth. He truly cared for me, and I cared for him too, but something still felt off. I couldn't help but wonder if I had made the right decision. Was I marrying him because I loved him, or because I thought this would give my life purpose? Life after the wedding was quiet. We settled into a routine, working together at the orphanage. I loved being with the children. They were full of life and innocence. In those moments, I felt closer to the sense of purpose I had been searching for. But there were times when the emptiness would creep back, especially when I was alone. I began to question whether I was truly living the life I wanted, or if I was just playing another role. This time as the devoted wife. As the months went by, I realized something important. Helping others, while fulfilling, wasn't enough to complete me. I'd been so focused on becoming someone else's version of good that I had lost touch with my own desires and dreams. I loved the children, and I was grateful for the life we had built. But I knew deep down that I needed to take a step back and rediscover who I truly was. Only then could I find the real meaning I was searching for. As time passed, I became more introspective, silently wrestling with my thoughts. I had always believed that by changing myself on the outside, everything inside would naturally fall into place. But now, standing at the crossroads of my new life, I knew that the transformation I truly needed was deeper. I started to spend more time alone, reflecting on what I really wanted. I loved my husband, and I cherished our life together, but the constant feeling that I was still trying to fit into someone else's mold gnawed at me. I began to realize that the journey of self-acceptance was far from over. One afternoon, while sitting by the window, watching the children play in the yard, it hit me. I'd been seeking validation from others my whole life, constantly chasing approval, whether it was as a model or a wife. I needed to stop living for others and start living for myself. I spoke to my husband about how I felt, about the internal conflict that had been brewing inside me for months. To my surprise, he understood. He supported me in taking some time for myself, to rediscover who I was beyond the roles I'd been playing. It wasn't an easy conversation, but it was necessary. Over the next few months, I started pursuing things that made me happy. I enrolled in art classes, something I had always wanted to do, but never had the courage to pursue. I began writing again, telling stories about my life, my struggles, and my journey to self-acceptance. Slowly but surely, I felt myself becoming more comfortable in my own skin. I learned that my worth wasn't tied to how I looked or how others perceived me, but rather in how I felt about myself. The emptiness that had once consumed me started to fade as I embraced my true self, not as a model or a wife, but as me. In the end, I found peace. My life became simpler, yet more fulfilling. I still loved my husband, and we continued to care for the children, but now I was no longer playing a part. I was living authentically, doing things that brought me joy. The surgery, the career, the external transformations, none of it could bring me happiness until I learned to embrace who I truly was on the inside. Now, I wake up each day feeling content, grateful for the journey that led me here. I am no longer searching for purpose in the eyes of others. I've found it within myself. I am free, and I am happy finally, completely and beautifully whole. To be continued, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.
Confidence, blazing colors flying in defense. Brush the doubts with a stroke of care. All my truth is finally bare. No more shadows.